Have you heard this buzzword emotional intelligence recently and wondered what exactly it is and how do I teach it to my kids? Emotional intelligence is critical for guiding your child towards becoming a healthy and successful adult. And as a psychologist and mom of four, I can tell you that it's been a main priority in my parenting practice. Today, I'll walk you through exactly what it is and how to teach emotional intelligence to your kids. So if you one day want your child to trade tantrums and tears for smoothly dealing with the ups and downs of life and effectively communicating their emotions, then you're in the right place. So before we can talk about how to teach emotional intelligence to kids, let's break down exactly what it is. Emotional intelligence, or EI, is also known as the emotional quotient, or EQ, the ability to perceive, understand, use, manage, and handle emotions. It's a set of skills that helps children understand and manage their emotions and how to successfully interact with others. Now, this is in contrast to IQ. IQ is tested with a traditional IQ test, which measures things like verbal comprehension, perceptual reasoning, working memory, and processing speed. EQ is just as important as IQ. You need both to thrive in life. Now, emotional intelligence is a big and important concept. And as you can imagine, there are a number of steps involved in teaching emotional intelligence to kids. We'll cover the 6 main steps. Step number 1, building empathy. Here you're helping children to understand the emotions of others by sharing stories and experiences. For example, you might be reading a book where a character feels sad and asking your child, how do you think they feel? Or how can you tell that? Or have you ever felt that way? To really get them to envision what that emotion feels like and what another person experiences just like you do. They have those same emotions. Step number 2, problem solving. You can teach your children to think critically and come up with creative solutions to problems. So, for example, when your child's toy breaks, instead of just immediately rushing in and fixing it or offering to buy them a new one, you might ask, what are some ways we could solve this problem, and brainstorm options together. Step number 3, communication. You can encourage your child to improve their communication skills through verbal activities, through play, by integrating choice into your daily routine, and by holding family meetings. So, for example, you might implement a feelings check-in at dinner, where everyone shares one emotion that they experienced that day and why it made them feel that way. Step number 4, conflict resolution. So here you're teaching your child how to listen to others, how to communicate effectively, and how to think of creative solutions to problems when you're butting heads with other people. So for example, when siblings argue over a toy, you can help them take turns by expressing their feelings, listening to each other, and come up with a fair solution like using a timer to share. Step number 5, self-awareness. Here you're helping children recognize how they feel and why they feel that way. You're teaching your child all of the possible emotions that humans can experience. So here you're naming an emotion and helping to identify which emotions they're actually experiencing at that moment. So for example, you might use an emotions chart with faces or even, emojis showing different expressions. And you would ask your child to point to how they're feeling when they get upset or when they're excited. And so they identify the face that corresponds with how they're feeling. And then you can put a name to it and say, oh, yes, that's frustration, or oh, that's worry. And these are key components of self-awareness because naming and identifying emotions are precursors to being able to regulate your emotions. And step number 6 is self-regulation. So helping children learn to manage their emotions and how to express them. So for example, saying something like, that was very upsetting, but I can choose to take a deep breath and stay calm while I wait for the moment to pass. And teaching them this skill of regulating their emotions. Now, I could easily do an entire video dedicated to each of these 6 steps to teaching emotional intelligence. But for the purpose of this introductory video to emotional intelligence in kids, the take-home message is that it doesn't happen overnight, but when you chip away at teaching your child emotional intelligence a little bit each day, focusing on these 6 steps, they become able to understand and handle their emotions in a positive way. One important way that parents can help their children handle strong emotions is through teaching coping skills that kids can use in the moment as self-regulation strategies. That 6th step that we just covered. to help them ride the wave of human emotions successfully. So my next video covers 3 important coping skills to teach your child. Keep up the good work on your amazing parenting journey.